Okay, so the goal for today is to make our own template. You can use whatever colors you want for your layers. I'm not going to force you to do anything, whatever you prefer. The goal is whenever you start a new design, you'll have all the layers in place and you have the, what's it called? The grids, snaps, light skills, coordinates, and your work. I forgot the phrase, the workspace. Sorry. So let's go ahead and start. Just hit the usual 8CAD DWT, and within here, we're going to make a brand new template. Okay. So first thing, let's do limits, just to show you how limits work in case we haven't talked about it much. So type in the limits command and type in 00 for the left corner. And for the upper right corner, you will type 12, comma 9. So now it's going to create a workspace that's 12 by 9. But before we do anything, we need to zoom into that workstation by pressing zoom and then all. Type in zoom. So now we're in that workspace of 12 by 9. Okay.
What were the coordinates again?
00 and 12, 9. So lower left is 00, which is down here, and 12, 9 somewhere up here. But anyway, and we'll do that again in a second once we create our template. So first thing, let's make our layers, right? Um, assuming you haven't already made your own template, let's go ahead and make them. Oh, sorry, somebody just got here. All right. All right. Wait a second. Okay.
What was the zoom again? Zoom what?
Zoom, enter, and then all enter. And if you just got in, we're just starting and making our own template. Okay. All right. So let's go layer properties like we did before. So making this every single time is annoying. So let's go ahead and just do it this once. That way we don't have to worry about it. So this will be our cross section. Let's see here. Let me go back to what my notes here. Forget which one I made you use last time. So consistency. I think we use center line, but let me check. Yeah, we'll do hidden line. So for the cross section, you can pick your own colors. If you can use the same ones I do, it's not a huge deal. I'm gonna use something. Use red, I guess. And then we click the line type, and we need to load another line type. We will look for hidden. Here it is. Wait a bit. So now that it's loaded, just go ahead and select it and hit OK. So now we have hidden red. Add another one. Measurements. I'm gonna use green just because I like green. You can use whatever you like. And for this guy, we will go ahead and use continuous. Okay. If you want to add another layer, you totally can. I was going to use one cross-section layer and one measurement layer. The main layer, let's see, there's a message somewhere. Oh no, I guess I'm good. All right. So at this point, everyone have their layers created. Go ahead and lock the ones we're not using. All right. Okay, so we have our layers made. That way, when we save this template, they will be there. Okay. All right. So let me get back to my notes here. Now you're welcome to add more layers if you like. It's not a big deal. So now type grid. So for the grid, make sure it's 0.5 and enter. Type grid again. And make sure it's turned on. So I want it to be on. But check out what it looks like to be off, right? See, there's no more grid. So, of course, it's already on, right? But just so you know, let's say you can toggle on and off by using that grid command. Type in snap. Make sure snap is on. You can type on or click it. Snap should be 0.25. Grid should be 0.5. Just in case you missed it. They should all be turned on. You guys got your grid set up?
A green layer is hidden or continuous?
I
Or...
put continuous. And oh, wait up. There's no rush here. So remember, grid 0.5, snap 0.25. Okay. Now do coordinate, CORD, and make sure it is on. Actually, hold on a second. Yeah, 1 should be. Yeah, never mind. Forget that. Go to units, type in units, or you can go into the main menu to find the units as well. I want the precision to be 2 decimal places. And for decimal degrees, I'll put just 1. If you want to keep it in inches, I kind of prefer centimeters, but this will change depending on the assignment. So I'm going to leave it as is. Okay. So 0.0 for this guy, 0.0 for the length. Okay. So you guys got your grid, snap, and unit set up. That's the only thing we've done so far. All right.
When I did the coordinates, now there's like a little red dot like following my cursor along, so I'm not sure if I
Yeah, I was trying to do something specific, but I decided not to worry about it. Did you do chords or did you do
let's see here. Actually, I think I may have typed ACT record. Maybe that's what it's the little record button. Hold on.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Turn that off. All right. The next thing we want to do is light scale. Make sure that's 0.5. All right.
So what was that?
LT scale. Put 0.5 for the scale. Then we'll redo the limits that we did at the beginning. So it'll be 0, 0. And we're going to do 18, 12 for our workspace. All right. So 0, 0, 18, 12. So limits, and double check. 0, 0. Okay, yeah, 18.
What was it for the scale?
0.5.
So lower left is 0, 0, and then upper right is 18, 12.
Yes. Yes. Now, if there's anything else you want to add to this template, you are welcome to do so, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to save it so you can create it. So now whenever I start, I'll have these layers. I'll have my snap turned on at 0.25, my grid will be 0.5, etc. Okay. You guys have any questions up to this point before I start saving?
My only question is, there's some reason that you redid the limits?
No, there's no reason really. The book starts with a random example. I was just doing it just in case people missed the beginning, but I wanted my template to be a little bit bigger workspace. All right, so at this point, just go to Save As. You can go to the little arrow here and make sure you choose Drawing Template. So it's going to create a DWT file. So I'm going to save over this guy. Save all layers as reconciled. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Let's see if it worked. One second.
How did you save it?
So go to the save as, and then toggle over to the right, and you should see a template option. So let me show you now. So at this point, you can now use your own template. I named it just Jack's template. Call it whatever you want, I don't care. So when I select it, it should have all my layers and then settings that I saved. So my grid should still be 0.5. Let's see if the layers are here. Yeah, so cross-section measurements that I made. Let's see what the units are, just to be safe. Yep, units are the way I wanted them, in inches. And I believe the grid is, each unit is 0.5, yeah. And it's snapping to 0.25 in between the units. So that's exactly what we set up. But yeah, that way, whenever you start new stuff, you don't have to keep making all these, because making these layers can be annoying, especially if you have like 4 or 5 layers that you like to work with. It's best to just have them ready. Okay, so I opened the first chapter 4 homework. Let me find the PDF. One second. Oh yeah, that's one other thing I wanted to show you before we start doing homework. But let me find that assignment. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be 4.3. Let me type it in the chat box. Homework for this week is 4.3. It's going to be the weave. All right, but let's. Where is it? There it is. Oh, one last thing. I'm sure you've already been using it, but just in case, let's draw a circle at here. Doesn't really matter where. 2.5. Make it radius 1. So my location was shoot. 2.5 comma 5, but you don't have to put it right at the same spot. So in your modified tabs here, there should be a move option and the copy option. So when you move things, you need to select the object first and then press enter, and then it wants you to have a base point. So usually the center of a circle is good, but you don't have to put it there. You can put it on the edge if you want. Once you select that, you can just move the circle instead of cutting or deleting it or whatever. You can just shift it. Okay. Now you also can do copy by doing the same similar thing. Hit select it, press enter, and then it's going to ask you the base point. So I'll pick the center. It's very similar, except this time the original will stay, and I can keep doing this until I cancel the command, right? So in your homework, what you're going to want to do is create the beginning of the weave, and then start copying it. That way you don't have to, because I mean, doing it by hand would be stupid. Let me show you what I mean. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I would not want you to stress yourself over this. Okay, here's my PDF, I think. Yeah. All right, so the weave looks like it would be annoying to do every single piece by hand, but when you notice it's just a pattern, right, over and over again. So if you do like this very beginning part around here somewhere, and then just copy it, you'll eventually get the entire pattern. Okay, so you can use the array to help you out and the copy command. This next part is upside down because my book is not legit. Okay. There we go. So here, what they want you to do is make these pieces first, and then you can just copy them and or do the array. Okay. So it looks difficult, but it's not once you have that first piece, once you set it up. Okay. Is there any questions about the copy move command or making a template?
Yeah, can you do the copy move again real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Crap, close that. Here, where is it? Okay, so let me type U to undo everything I was doing. All right. So once you made a circle or any object, really, you can make a rectangle, I guess. Doesn't matter. You can select move, and you select the object. Once it highlights, just click it. Once it's blue, you press enter to confirm that's the object you want to move. At that point, it wants a base point. So I usually choose the center point just because it's easier, but you could choose anywhere. I could choose this as a base point or this. So I should click the center. So now I'm shifting from that center point and putting the box wherever I want, right? Put it here, I guess. If you do move or copy, it's the same procedure, except it's going to leave the original behind. It's the only difference. So I can keep doing this over and over again. So I just made a bunch of copies. Try copy again with the circle for no reason. Enter, select base point. I can choose And put my copies wherever I feel like. Delete the original. But anyway, yeah, that's how the move and copy works. They're very similar in how you use them. Does everyone have the book at this point, or know what the homework looks like?
One question. How is the array one? I was trying to use it the other time and it was like not happening for like the previous homework one.
Okay. Yeah, let's just mess around with array. Let's see what's going on. So I'm gonna undo all this nonsense. All right. So just make a circle. I'm gonna use this one and just move it over here, I guess. So the array command, you first need an object you're going to array. So make any object. I'm choosing a circle. Click the array command, select the object, and press enter. At this point, you can select how you want to array it. Right now, it's being done in a rectangular way. See how down here it has, actually, before that, let me undo that. So I can show you. So array. Yeah, here it is. See how we have rectangular array, path array. So this requires us to make a path, predetermined path. Like let's say you want it to be a bunch of circles going around some shape, whatever, right? You can make a linear path, or any kind of path, and then you will erase objects around it. Polar array is you're doing arrays of an object in like circular type directions using like the polar coordinates from pre-cal or whatever. But anyway, we're doing just rectangular, nothing crazy. So select it, press enter, and then that opens the array, rectangular array menu. So right here, we can choose how many columns, right? So right now we see 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So I can put 10 columns, right? Or, oops, I can put 2 columns, right? I could put more rows, so like 10 rows. Or 10 columns and 10 rows. Or whatever. Then you can also adjust the distance between the rows. So let's make it simple, like 3 by 3, so I can zoom in a little bit. So I can change the distance. Right now there's a, let's say a distance of 3 between the columns. So column spacing would be this distance. Row spacing would be this distance. So you can adjust how you want it. Okay. Between levels. Okay. But anyway, does that answer your question or no?
Yes, sir, it does.
All right, cool. So I won't go over any new material on, well, I don't know. We'll see, actually. Think about it. Looks like chapter 5 is show. But yeah, I want to make sure everybody gets caught up today. So if you have any questions on the old homeworks, feel free to let me know. Or on the new homework, of course.